Hey everybody, I'm here with Matt Fox from the band Shai Hulud. How's it going, man?
Not too bad, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty great. Now, I want to talk quite a bit today. You've had quite the career. The band formed in 1995, and since then you've been, I guess, the founding member that's continued on with the band. And so, I guess now, looking back on your career, what do you think is the most memorable moments and what you, I guess, felt the reason why you're still doing it?
Well, the reason why I'm still doing it is because I've always been drawn to music, and there's a few things that really I feel passionate about. Music is probably the strongest. So whether it was with Shai Hulud or any other band, another hardcore punk band or a metal band or who knows, a polka band, I would still be involved with music because it's much easier for me to express myself musically than it is through speaking, for sure. So that's why I still do it, because I have a strong passion for it, and it's really easy for me to express myself, and there's this nice catharsis that you feel, especially when people are relating through it. So I would say that's why I still play music, and why I always will. Some memorable standout moments? Geez, going to Japan was a really big deal. I mean, because we're, just like anybody else, a bunch of schlubs, who originally from South Florida, that were music fans. And we loved music so much that we decided to play it. And who knew that these just regular, below-average intelligence guys would ever be able to do anything that would warrant them to travel to another continent. So going to Japan was a really big deal, very humbling, especially the people over there being some of the most sincere and courteous people that I ever met. So that was a really big deal for all of us in Shai Hulud to have the opportunity to have played in Japan.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. For us it was. I mean, a lot of bands go to Japan. Maybe they don't think of it as a big deal like we do, but it was, for us, a really humbling experience. We've always been a really small band, so again, to have that opportunity for just normal guys, to us, seemed like the world. So it's something we're really happy about.
Absolutely. But, I don't know, when I find I listen to your music and listen to the lyrics, I find there's almost, there's a theme of resentment towards people, and about, I guess, the reason why people are filled with such hate and resentment. But it's strange, when I listen to your music, it's like you're asking why. For the type of music that you're playing, it's definitely, I guess, an unexpected vehicle to deliver a positive message. And so was that duality between, I guess, your lyrics and the way the music sounds? Was that a conscious effort, or how did that come about?
I don't know. As far as how it came about, I mean, everything that we've always done, I'd say mostly, maybe not so much in the early days, but within the past 10 years, it's everything's pretty intentional and a very much a conscious effort. Speaking just for myself, since I'm the only one here, musically and lyrically, everything is just honest. As silly as that may sound, I know that sounds a little corny, but it's true. It's just honest. I feel very strong and deep love for people, and then 2 seconds later I have a real deep hatred and I can't stand anybody, and so the conscious effort comes from consciously trying to express yourself, and that encompasses the deep love and the deep hatred that not just myself but all the guys that contribute to the music and the lyrics in Shai Hulud feel. So it's always a conscious effort to express ourselves honestly, and what you're gathering from the music is just the sum of, like I said before, average people, confused people, putting their heart and soul into a project, desperately trying to understand the world around them, and that's us.
But one thing I find, I guess, that's different from your music than other bands in a similar genre, is that there's never any, I find, conventional breakdowns. In the sense that, a lot of bands will do that. Southern rock bands will try to jump on, I guess, to musical trends. Do you make a conscious effort to try to not jump on musical trends and create something that's unique to yourself?
Well, we always try to create something that's unique to us. And sometimes not even unique. Sometimes we just try to create something that rocks. As far as steering away from conventionalities, we probably do that more intentionally than I'd like to admit. I think naturally we just don't buy into trends. It's not something that interests us. I mean, there's a lot of cool bands that are current that we think that we like and we listen to, but we're not generally influenced by what current bands are doing and what's making current bands popular. I think that's a real silly thing to be influenced by, depending on your reasons for playing music. Some bands make a whole career out of being influenced by the current trends. That's not us. Yeah, every once in a while, when writing a song, we'll definitely say, and this may be the elitists in us, we'll definitely say, okay, we have to avoid, this is what it seems like it should come, this is the part in the song where it seems like this should happen. We can't go there. We've got to avoid that altogether. So sometimes we do that because we do want to be different, for better or for worse. I think people that really like our band would appreciate that fact, and some people that aren't into us would probably say, you know, why didn't they do what they should have done this year, which is what maybe another band would have done. But that's what keeps us. One of the many reasons why we're on a smaller level, but we're happy to be there because we always, like I said before, play honest music and do our best to invoke thought and feeling through music and lyrics.
Absolutely, I think it's more admirable to see a band do what they love and do what makes them feel true to themselves, sure, instead of, I guess, become a businessman and think of what will sell more records.
Well, sure. It really depends on the purpose of your band. I know I have a few friends in bands that the purpose of their band was to get people to listen. We're going to do, I wouldn't name any names, but I can tell there are bands that I know before they even started, before they got big, who said to me, Matt, we're doing this, we're going for it. We want to be big, we want to be famous. And they succeeded. And if that's what you're going for, by all means. That's not necessarily what I'm going for. Would I like to be rich? Sure, I'd love to be rich. Send donations. Would I like to be famous? Not so much. But at the end of the day, the only thing that I can really do, the only thing I've always ever been comfortable doing is being me and expressing myself naturally and genuinely. I think I would have a very hard time attempting to do otherwise.
And so I was just wondering, your most current album, Misanthropy Pure, of all the albums that you've ever written, recorded, I guess what makes this one different than what you've done in the past?
What makes it different, I guess, is that it's clearly the heaviest and angriest, most pissed off sounding Shai Hulud album. So that's the first thing that everyone that has heard it has noted, whether they like it or not. Well, it's definitely your most pissed album, which it is. So that's a fact, more so than an opinion. What else makes it different? There's a lot of interesting, what we find interesting, topics that we discuss that we've never discussed on any albums before. So that's something that I thought was unique. I don't know if I should go into different songs on the album, but there's the last song on the album is about watching somebody you love die. Not that these are things that haven't been written about before, but for us, and I think maybe even in the realm of hardcore and metal, it's if it's not wholly unique, it's definitely just a little different. So aside from that song, there's just a few things on the record that, more so lyrically, we did to really stray away from the beaten path and things that really expressed how we felt and how we thought. So I'm always happy to do that, and I'm always really proud of any honest expressions that we can put forth.
Absolutely. And on the song Venom Spreader, yeah, I really enjoyed the idea of, I guess that's where I came up with the idea of people are so filled with hate and they don't know why.
Yeah, that's exactly what that song's about. It's real sorry people. Those people. I know quite a few of them. I'm not particularly fond of them, nor of that type of person. The person that has such deep hatred in them for someone or something, and they just don't know why. But they keep feeding it. They keep feeding it, and they keep spreading it. But they're really not. If you try to boil it down, they really don't know why they're angry, and they just keep self-justifying it. It's really a sorry type of person.
Absolutely, I think there's something to be said in acceptance.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And so I also want to talk about the music video that you did for the promotion of the album, and I thought, honestly, it was a really amazing music video. How the lyrics went with the visuals for the music video. I was wondering, I was noticing a lot of people had said that this is your first music video that you'd ever done for the band. Yeah. And so, I guess, why now? Why did you decide to do a music video for this album?
Because we simply didn't have the opportunity before. We were on a smaller label that just didn't have the budget to make a video for us, whether it was for $500 or $5,000. I have no idea what was paid for the video, Misanthropy Pure, but I remember I was going to call Metal Blade, the label that we're signed to now, and I was dreading making the call to ask them if we can do a video. We really think this would be a good idea. Before I could make the call, I got a phone call from the vice president saying, "Hey Matt, we're going to do a video. I got it. It's going to be filmed next week. Be there at this time. You know, this is how it's done here." And that was cool because that's just what Metal Blade does. They make videos for their bands because it gets on the internet and people can hear and see what the band sounds like and looks like. Though you should probably listen to us more than look at us. See? But he agreed. Thanks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't even our decision. We've always wanted to do a video. I think everyone wants to do a video. It's just fun. And it was fun. It was a brilliant time. We've never done a video, like you said, that we'd never done one before. And the idea of kind of posing with your guitar in front of a camera and pretending that you're playing the music initially really turned us off. And it was awkward for about maybe, I don't know, a minute and a half, and then it just became fun. Yeah. And everybody was in such good spirits. We're just laughing and having a really good time. So the video, I don't know how it is for other bands, but we had a blast. And like I said, Metal Blade asked us to make the video, or said we had to make the video, really didn't give us a choice, and we were thrilled to do it. And I can't wait to do another one.
That's amazing. It's great to hear.
It was fun, really fun.
I also want to ask about where you think, I guess, the genre of metalcore is going, because recently I found there's all these subgenres popping up over the last couple of years of like death grindcore, grind metal, deathcore, and I find recently that they kind of become, I guess, redundant, because I think good music is good music, and it's all under the umbrella of metal. And so, I guess, what are your feelings on that?
You know, as far as putting things into genres, I guess that's that's necessary to an extent. I know there's some existentialist musicians that'll say, no, you can, put anything you want wherever it is. But for me, I always like when I go to a music store and there's a metal section. I love that, because I can go right to the metal section and I know that if I've never heard of this band is metal, cool, I could listen to this. Or also, if there's a hardcore section or a punk section, cool, I've never heard this band, it's in the punk section, I'm very curious. So I like that kind of categorizing. Like I said before, some people don't. But as far as metalcore, as far as you can categorize and recategorize anything. You can come up with as many silly names as you want. But at the end of the day, as banal as it sounds, things are what they are. Shai Hulud is clearly a hardcore band that is metal influenced. Like I think there was a sticker on Misanthropy Pure that said, influenced by Testament, Metallica, Youth of Today, and Circle Jerks, which is all the truth. My three favorite types of music, as long as I can remember, have always been, not necessarily in this order, but hardcore, punk, and metal. I also love Billy Joel. I also love a lot of things. But when I go to listen to music, if I'm in a good mood, I want to hear hardcore, punk, or metal, and that's what I listen to, and that's what Shai Hulud plays. If you want to call it metalcore, that's fine. What I think current metalcore bands are doing, or bands that are called metalcore, what they're doing is not what Shai Hulud's doing. I don't think we look like them. I don't think we sound like them. I don't think we have the same demeanor as them. But if you want to call us metalcore, I'm not going to argue. If you want to call us grind, death, haircore, which, you know what I mean? You can call it polka core. You can call us whatever you want. But at the end of the day, Shai Hulud is and always has been a metal-influenced hardcore band. Or if you prefer, a hardcore-influenced metal band. So you can definitely take anything and spiral it out of control. I think that's often where taking genres goes. It just spins out of control.
It's true. I find it's different how people can interpret the same piece of music so many different ways, and it's amazing that way.
It's amazing. It's incredible. Sometimes I'm wondering if three different people are hearing the same things, because you can get three completely contrasting opinions, and which just kind of proves my theory that no one ever has any idea what the hell they're talking about. So that, because it's just funny how you can hear one thing and get completely divergent ideas from it. But that's the way it often is.
I think that's the most amazing thing about music is being able to relate to something in a certain way, and then someone else can relate to the same piece of music in a completely different way.
Well, when people can relate in a different way, that's great. When people relate in a wrong way,
Yeah, that's not so great.
You know, and I'm sure somebody who's listening or watching this might say, "Is it really a wrong way?" Well, yeah, I think so. I think there are some wrong ways. Some people just simply don't know. But sure, it is an awesome thing when somebody can pull this from a song and somebody else can pull that from a song. That's always very, very cool.
Well, thanks so much, Matt. I really appreciate your time.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great.